Hello, everyone. My name is Tebelo, and today I'll present about the Camp Nelson National Monument in Kentucky. It's one of the most important Reconstruction era landmarks that we can talk about in African American history. So, Camp Nelson was first established in the 1863ish around there by the Union Army as a supply depot and hospital and training center, basically a place where people could come and get any kind of help you can think of. But very quickly it became much more than that. It grew into a center of hope and freedom. It became one of the largest recruitment and training camps for African American soldiers. It was also known as the United States Colored Troops, or the USCT. Over 10,000 black men, many of them who were formerly enslaved, they joined the Union Army here to fight for their own liberation. These are some of the landmarks that we can see from here. And um, most of these pictures are actually black and white, so don't mind my pictures. I chose them for a reason. But yeah, over 10,000 of them were enlisted, and this is where they made it a center of recruitment and training and empowering our young people. Now, there was something called Freedmen's Bureau involvement. You can think of it that. So, at Camp Nelson, after the Civil War ended in 1865, the US government created something called the Freedmen's Bureau to help formerly enslaved people transition into freedom. So here at Camp Nelson, the Bureau took over management of the refugee camp. Their mission was to provide things like food, shelter, and education. And while the Bureau itself closed many camps around the South, um, Camp Nelson remained open, and it was a permanent African American community that were established there. And that settlement today is known as Hall, Kentucky, which is a direct legacy of the camp. So if you want to read more, I have some notes here. Um, And yeah, I will share the slides after I finish here. Okay. So but around this place, we had a lot of culture and archaeological legacy that still exists within this place, right? They were like Civil War landmarks that still exist today. If you go there, you can go and see the remains of any archaeological evidence of how the recruitment was done of the colored troops, and they still have a valuable history actually that I would recommend anyone going to visit. And then we also have, in recognition of its historical significance, we have a designated National Historic Landmark that was designated in 2016. And then we also have it designated as a national monument in 2018. It became the 418th unit to be managed by the National Park Service, um, to be designated as a national monument. Now, it also, around that monument, there is a cemetery and a memorial church, and these serve as powerful places of historical significance, right? The National Cemetery generally it houses all of the like most of the 12,000 graves of some African Americans who died either in fighting for freedom or during the liberation struggle. And then we also have the Fee Memorial Church, which is just next to the cemetery. It was constructed in 1912, and it serves as the sole its sole purpose is um, it was providing solemn to the people who lived around there, and it stands today, and as it survived some of the public redistricting, if I can say, of the place that was happening around there. So yeah, basically that's what I have, and I think I'm running out of time. So yeah, peace.